You can take the dude out of the country. You can't take the country out of the dude.
Okay, so let me just say this. DEI and all of this politically correct crap is dying. However, have you noticed the pushback on this? It's not going away quietly into this. I mean, it is kicking and screaming as the American people are trying to just put a spear in it. It's a vampire. And we have got to put a giant stake in its heart, or it'll come back over and over and over again. But the average person is, well, I mean, they're human. I hate to break it to progressives, but you're dealing with humans. And socialists, communists, you should know this. You can't change human nature. You can coax it, you can inspire it, but you're not going to change it. I mean, we are built as a species this way for a reason. Here's an idea. Guys like hot-looking women. Why? Otherwise, the species dies out. God created us this way. What do you think? I mean, think about how, honestly, I don't mean to but think about how icky sex really is. I mean, if you just think of it as clinically, it's pretty icky, right? It's pretty icky. And I think that's the clinical word for it. But, everybody loves it. Why? Because it feels good. Do you think it feels good out of happenstance? It feels good because that's God going, how am I going to get these people to do this? How am I going to get them? How am I going to get them to do this all the time? Otherwise, the species, I could tell them, hey, you got to do this or the species will die out. And everybody would be like, nah, no, thank you. And we'd be doomed. That's why we're attracted. That's why we have these things that are going on. You can't deny that. And if you try to deny that, it's a really bad thing. You can control it as an individual, but if you try to beat it out of people, it's just not going to happen. So they're doing everything they can to tell us that we should all be attracted to people who are wildly out of shape, like me, or really unattractive, again, like me. But it doesn't work. It doesn't work. And so now the natural man and natural woman are coming back to say, yeah, I'm really tired of this fat is beautiful thing, because it's really not. It's really not. And it's not healthy either. You can see as all of these things are starting to happen. Notice that Nike did the ad with the golfer. What was the golfer's name, Stu, with the baby?
Scotty Scheffler.
Yeah, what a great ad that is. But you notice that one's not getting the pushback that the Sydney Sweeney one is. Have you noticed that?
Yeah, no, I haven't seen any pushback on that. It's
No.
just a
It's
dad
universally
with his kid.
great.
Yeah,
it's just universally great, right? The Sydney Sweeney thing, that one's getting hammered. Now, I want to bring something to you that people are saying, we're not sure if this is really her or if this is AI. This is to give you an example of this is the first test that you need to give yourself every time you see a story. You see something in the news, and again, remember, we're not sure if this is AI or not. Okay. The first test you take is this making me really, really, really unbelievably happy to hear it? Because if it is, most likely you should pause before you say that's real. Okay? Because it just makes you feel so good, probably has a good chance it's not real. This really made me feel good. I think this is cut 24. Here's, quote, Sydney Sweeney about the controversy.
It has come to my attention that, fat, ugly chicks are upset by my American Eagle ad. And that's, honestly, so funny because fashion is only for attractive people. I mean, who are you kidding? I'm sorry, you're disgusting, but this product, it's not for you. Liberal women are such spiteful bitches sometimes, but it's like not their fault, I guess. Some of them are just born hideous, and that's like tough. I also just want to say that throughout this ad campaign, people have been guessing my political views, and I, against the wishes of my publicist, I'm going to share that I'm way more right-wing than you could ever imagine.
Now, I didn't. This is the first time I've seen the video. That's obviously not her. But if you're just hearing the audio, you're like, okay. I mean, would I like that to be true? Mm-hmm. But no, it's not. No, it's not. Now, I would have to say the same on the other side, because this is a response from the Democrats and a congresswoman. I want you to watch cut 25, please.
Look, all we're saying is that we want representation, okay? If Republicans are going to have beautiful girls with perfect titties in their ads, we want ads for Democrats too, We want ugly, fat bitches wearing pink wigs and long fake nails being loud and twerking on top of a cop car at a Waffle House because they didn't get extra ketchup, Just because we're the party of ugly people doesn't mean we can't be featured in ads, okay? And I know most of us are too fat to wear jeans or too ugly to go outside, but we want representation.
Klobuchar. I don't think that's actually her.
What tipped you off on that one? Was there a specific?
She made sense.
Oh yeah.
She was speaking the truth.
Yeah.
I don't know. That one was a little harder. Because that's absolutely true, what she said. But
yeah, did you see that? I think it was Gavin Newsom posted, some photo of Donald Trump crying, or JD Vance. I can't remember who. It was one of the Republicans, doing something, and it was an obvious AI photo. And people were pointing out that the law that he wanted to pass, which would make, it was being challenged in court, but it would make AI representations that aren't clearly marked illegal.
Oh, that's right.
He violated his own law by posting that.
Oh, my gosh.
So, it's funny because these things, like, there's always room for parody. And these both of those videos you played were both so over the line and overt that you could tell, right? Just because of what they were saying. Obviously, they would never say those things. Right. But like, we're not far away from a situation where you're not going to be able to tell. And I think now you could do it if you really wanted to and make it so you couldn't tell.
You spend time and money, you can absolutely do it. You see the Dave Rubin look-alike?
No.
So Dave Rubin is going on, his August vacation, and so he did an interview with himself, AI Dave, and you can tell because you could tell it's AI, first of all, because everything he says, the AI answers with something like, that is a really good comment. AI, that's how AI is if it's telling you you're a genius.
Right.
No matter what you say. I was thinking about putting my hands in shoes and walking on my hands all the time. And AI will go, that is a very good idea. One of that's the best thing about you is your creativity. And but it looks just like Dave. Looks just like him. Sounds like him. Just doesn't have, his sensibility at all. But do you remember, Stu? We should find the old show that I did 5 or 6 years ago when I couldn't get anybody to pay attention to deep fakes. And I said, no, you don't understand. And we played a deep fake, I think, of me, just my voice at the time. And it was so digitized and so bad, you just had to listen. You could tell, it's obviously a computer, but you could hear the beginnings of it capturing my voice. Do you remember that?
Yeah. Yep. Mm-hmm.
And I said, it won't be long before they'll nail this. The good thing is it's harder to nail the voice than it is the image, believe it or not. But now there's no difference. The only thing is just the expression is not quite right. It still doesn't have any life to it, any life behind it.
And
but that'll change.
We keep holding on to this idea that we can tell. There's that uncanny valley sort of aspect that
it's gone.
I don't even think I wouldn't say it's gone yet, honestly. Like there's still.
It's going to be.
It's going to be gone, and we're not far away. I think there's this hope that like humans have this sort of internal detector that's going to be able to pick this stuff off for a long time, and I don't think so. I mean, I think right now I can still tell a lot of the times. There's like weird hesitations. I mentioned this to you. I don't know if we said this on the air or off the air, but quickly, I was listening to a podcast that had like an interview at the front of it, and the back of it was like a news update. It was like a 10-minute news update. So I listened to the interview, which was real, and then I went into the second part, and it was a news update, and I was listening to it, and it just felt off to me. Like it was in the second. It was in the background as I'm driving. I wasn't paying that close of attention. And then at one point, it was a financial podcast, and they got to a point where they were describing a change in 401ks, and they said 401ks.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And so, and then I was like, oh, gosh, this is AI, right? Like, at that point, I definitely knew, but I felt it beforehand. Like, there's something wrong. Is this AI? I don't know. So
there's something to it, and I hope this remains. I hope this is what you're talking about, and it's accurate. It's almost as if you can feel there's no soul behind it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You just and it gets worse once you know it. If you're listening to something and it's just a little off, and it's just not connecting exactly right. But once you know it's AI, then it's glaring. There's no soul behind it. But I wonder if we're ever going to be able to close the gap of. I hope we don't. Where you can't feel the life or the soul that's missing. Does that make sense to you? Do you know what I'm saying?
Yes, that's kind of what I was talking about. Like I'm hoping. Like I think there's a belief that maybe we just have this ability, this inherent ability to do that.
Yeah.
I do wonder about it though. I mean, there are times where it's really difficult to figure out, and it's just getting more and more difficult by the day.